Hi, Paul Bedford here from Retention Guru. And in this short clip, I am talking to Ryan Charlesworth from Black Raccoon Consulting for his Inside Track podcast. And we had a fabulous conversation about all sorts of things. But in this particular clip, I am talking about membership contracts, membership types, and membership tiers, and the impact that has on your membership long term. Now, if you've got any questions or comments, please put them in the box down below. I'm happy to answer those. For the time being, just enjoy the clip, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Take care. Bye.
Okay. And in terms of, because you raised an interesting point there in terms of contracts. So there's always a big discussion, especially in the independent side of it. Should I have a contract? Shouldn't I? Is there a noticeable difference in terms of those clubs that do have a contract and those that don't as regards retention?
Yeah, people who have contracts stay longer.
There you go.
Simple as that. Not only do they stay longer, but when they do stop coming, that's closer to the point that they were going to end their contract. So it's like you have two end points. You have the point at which they stop paying and the point at which they stop visiting. People on contracts, the point between when they stop paying and visiting is fairly close together. Now, there's, should you have a contract? I always advise my clients to have the option of a contract.
Yeah.
But it should be
the sort of cheaper value with a contract.
Yeah. Now, look, I worked probably best part of 8-9 years ago with the gym group. And when I first worked with the gym group, obviously, high volume, low cost budget operator, I was invited to speak to their board, and I sat down and the chairman of the board said to me, "What if you were running this business, what's the first thing you would do?" And I said to him, "I'd introduce the option of a contract." The whole board lit up. Like, we've built our whole business on the fact easy in, easy out, no contracts. And I went, yeah, but you don't even give me the option of a contract. I said, I'm not saying take away month by month by month, but you don't even give me the option. You don't even give me the option. And at the time, it was less than £20. I could walk in and you go, for £200, you get 12 months instead of 240. I'd probably go, yeah, I can afford that. Have £200 now. So for me, it's always about having, some viable options, probably a paid up front, a contracted period, and a month by month. But I wouldn't one of the things we see really challenges businesses is when they have like 9 different membership types. It's just crazy.
It doesn't make sense. I work with a lot of clubs where you go in and literally, right, we're stopping to sell those. We're going to grandfather all those out, and we go with 3, 4, 5 max, because there's no need to have. Depending, I mean, I work with some country clubs, for instance, and they're really difficult because they tend to have a strange demographics, as you well know, with your time at Marriott. But it's you have those over 55, those over 60s, and they tend to be the mainstay of the business. So they want to reward them. So they end up having an over 55s. Then you got the over 55 annual contract, and it soon adds up. And I've seen clubs with 30, 35 memberships, and you just go, how do your membership teams sell this?
Yeah,
it's for someone just looks at it and goes, "Shall we get you started?" Oh. Look at all of that. I'm going to go away and think about it.
I do the same within. I work with a fair amount of universities, and they have to have a different membership for students, faculty, alumni, commercial, corporate, and like no one can pay more than the students. So sometimes the increments are just £1. So it's like, if it's the all-inclusive membership for student, it's £30. If it's all-inclusive price for staff, it's £31. It's like, because they have to differentiate. And I'm like, just anyone who works in the university, it's this. It's like, exactly. And then they go, well, we want on a peak and off peak. And I went, why? I don't get it. But
do you know what's funny is, and I found this working with golf on the and full one. So actually, the guys who come in during off-peak hours and get the discount should technically pay more because they get the better service. Yeah. We had so obviously golf clubs have a lot of retired people, so they tend to have 5-day golf. So they won't come at the peak time Saturday and Sunday, but they'll also play 5 days a week.
Yeah.
So they're getting a discounted rate to pay 5 days a week. The poor person who's got a full membership, generally, it'd be like me and you who's still working,
Yeah.
can only play on a Saturday, so play once a week. So they
Yeah.
play once a week versus 5 and pay
Yeah.
sometimes twice as much.
Yeah.
And we looked at that and went, hold on a minute. If you looked at damage and wear and tear or anything like that, those guys need to be paying more. Now, we never did that.
No.
When you looked at it as a perception, you're like going, hold on a minute, why are they paying more? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. The other thing I would say, Ryan, is, and I saw this, I was fortunate enough to work with Third Space many years ago, when they were just 2 clubs in central London. And they had a really easy pricing. It was like £100 a month. And I know it's a lot more now. It's £100 a month or £1,000 for the year. And because the numbers are so simple to do in your head, people went, oh yeah, I get a deal. Whereas when you go, oh, it's 1,998 per 12 months, or you can get, and they give another number and you're like, am I actually getting a deal?
Yeah.
I think sometimes the simplicity of numbers can be really, really useful to go, there's this, and there's this. The other thing I would say is, and we've seen this whenever we've done the research, always like, and that's an example of Third Space going, you get 12 months for the price of 10. You're actually much better off in terms of retention doing 14 months for the price of 12 rather than 12 for the price of 10.
Is that right?
Yeah, because not only do you get the 2 extra months of money, instead of 10 months money, you get 12 months money. People who perceive they're going to be there in 14 months actually stay longer.
But I guess as well is you're pushing them over that 12 months as well, aren't
Yeah.
you? So now they're into a long-term membership, so it doesn't become a, because mentally 12 months is 12 months, isn't it? It's a break. So if you push that over that, I can imagine psychologically they're thinking, oh, I'm into that next year now. We just carry on.
And look, the example I've always used, sorry, mate, the example I've always used is this. Have you got a mobile phone contract yourself?
Yeah.
Or you pay as you go?
Oh,
right.
no.
It's a contract. How long's your contract? Roughly?
2 years, I think it is.
2 years. So how often do you think about changing your phone?
Probably every year.
Well, you think about it, but when do you take action on it? When your contract's out?
Yeah, absolutely.
So mentally, and this is one of the things we understand from studying the psychology of what's going on, if people commit to longer terms, they tend to stick to longer terms. The challenge with doing month by month in terms of convenience is that you give someone an opportunity every month to quit.